once again, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining our Wealth Builder, the real estate investing workshops. And today's masterclass is on capital raising just got easier, how to find investors on LinkedIn. And for that, to teach us that, Dr. Adam Gower is with us. Welcome, Dr. Adam Gower. I'm really excited to have you with us.
It's an absolute delight, Vinki. It's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for asking me to join you today.
Likewise, and Dr. Gore is a 30-year veteran in the real estate industry, and he has raised over 1.5 billion with B, $1.5 billion. And then he has lots and lots of financial experience. And I'm super excited to have you with us, Dr. Gower. And a little bit about him, he's the founder of Gower Crowd, where he helps real estate professionals raise equity capital online through digital marketing and crowdfunding strategies. With over 7 billion in distressed real estate transactions and 5,000 students trained in passive investing, Dr. Gower is a true thought leader in this space. So welcome again one more time. We are super happy to have you with us. But before we get started, I'm going to have a small disclaimer and some housekeeping items. First of all, everybody should take this opportunity and introduce yourself in the chat. Chat is open for everyone. Please try to introduce yourself, connect with each other. We welcome that, more the merrier. And that way, if you do not know somebody, you might make a new friend there or new connection there. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A box. We'll try to answer all the questions live. And if we miss anything, please send me an email at vinki@loombainvest.com, and I promise we'll get you the answer. All right, this session is strictly for knowledge sharing purposes and should not be considered a legal or accounting advice. This session does not represent an offer to sell or a solicitation of an offer to purchase an investment or security. So if you have any legal questions and investment related questions, please reach out to your attorneys, financial advisors, or CPAs. This session is strictly for educational purposes. And that being said, Dr. Gower, I'm super excited to get you started with our session today. Let me hand you over the sharing. There you go.
Okay.
And stage is all yours. Take it away.
Right. So can you see my screen? It has my name on it. It says welcome. All right, good. So we'll start there. Okay. So before we get started, I am going to try and go as fast as I can. There is an enormous amount of ground to cover. So I will try and keep going without inhaling. If you do have questions, as Vinki says, pop them in the chat. I'm not sure if there is a Q&A actually on there, but if there's a chat or a Q&A, pop them in there. We will have a Q&A at the end. I will go as long as you want me to, right?
Awesome.
I'm happy to do that. I left at least a couple hours open. Not going to go that far, but anyway. Okay, here we go. So today's session is about leveraging LinkedIn to build your network, find more clients or investors or customers, and scale your real estate business. And in this training, you're going to learn why LinkedIn is the most overlooked tool for real estate professionals and investors. You're going to learn the biggest mistakes that real estate sponsors make on the platform. I'm going to show you a 4-part framework that consistently generates leads. You're going to learn how to build trust and credibility without spamming or self-promotion. It's really cool how well that works. And I'm going to show you what systems you can put in place so you can scale quickly. Now, my business at Gower Crowd, as Vinki said, is to assist sponsors in raising equity capital for real estate. Our clients handle over $35 billion in assets under management and have raised close to $1 billion in equity, with minimums as low as $25,000. And the tactics and techniques that I'm going to show you today actually apply to anyone looking to build their client list. So if you're not looking for investors, that's okay. It'll work for you too. Now, there are a lot of marketing channels that you can use. Newsletter promotions, paid webinars, unpaid webinars, conferences, podcasts, and the big one that everybody uses is face chat, Facebook ads. We've spent over $1 million in Facebook ads, both for myself and also for clients. And while they are really easy to set up and spend money on, the quality of the leads that you get is very, very low. And the follow-up you need to do is time intensive. And the cost per investor actually is very high if you also include the amount of time you have and effort you have to put in to screening those prospects. So we started to see, we were using Facebook very intensively, and we started to see lead generation quality drop dramatically. So I decided to take a look at LinkedIn as an alternative. Actually, this was in the summer of last year. So about August of last year. When I started, I spent about over actually $15,000 on LinkedIn training. And I started testing best of class practices. Actually, let me just move this up here. Started testing best of class practices that I was learning and tailoring them and creating a unique system based on those best of class practices specifically for commercial real estate pros and investors. The results that I've been getting are way beyond anything that I expected. My followers or my follower count has increased from 6 a day to over 19 people a day, which is over a 3 times increase in velocity. In fact, what you see on here is the number of engagements. So this is the red line shows you when I started. This is about August of last year. And you can see, I had kind of de minimis interaction with my post. And this is what's been happening. I mean, it's really mind-blowing. Actually, I just love it, the effect of the system that I built. So that's engagements. This is how impressions have increased as well over the last 8 months. And just recently, look at this. This absolutely blows me. I've never seen anything like this. I put out an email. This was about a month ago. Put out a post about a month ago that headlined, "The IRR is a scam. Use this instead." And as of when I took this screenshot, I'd had over 834 comments. Extraordinary. Had a little lead gen thing. Maybe if we have time, I'll show it to you a bit later. Had a lead gen lead magnet that has helped me harvest hundreds of new leads, just this one post. Now, more importantly, yes, so that's engagement and impressions, but lead generation is what has grown. And we have a wait list of over 70 people for an upcoming capital raising mastermind that I think at some point Vinki will tell you about. That over 70 people have signed up for that. It's a max of 20 people. Plus, we charge a little over $100,000 to build systems to our private clients. I've closed 3 of those in the last few months directly from LinkedIn. It is amazing. Another thing that has really shocked me, what I call on this slide the craziest thing, is that my focus on LinkedIn up until recently has been specifically on targeting capital raisers. But I still, even though that's been my focus, I've still been attracting investors. In fact, I got one fellow that contacted me, and I'll show you exactly how to make this work and exactly what to do in terms of your direct messaging a little bit later in the presentation. But I had a senior Netflix exec contact me, and I said, okay, great, but why did you, we're in a completely different business. Why did he contact me? And he said, because I want to invest in commercial real estate and I thought I could learn from you. Oh my goodness. Wasn't even trying to find this guy. Now, there are 4 levels of LinkedIn user. There is those people who have an account but never use it. There are those who auto post every day but never visit the platforms. That's what we were doing for a long time. I was auto posting 12 times a day, actually, at one point for a long time when we were setting up these automated systems for clients. It worked really well, actually. The third level is the advanced user. I'm going to be showing you some advanced user tactics and techniques today. And the fourth level is the professional user, somebody who earns their living on the platform. And we will lean into some of the tactics that they use in today's session as well. Now, to be clear, I am not a LinkedIn guru. I'm just a real estate guy who has been seeing incredible results on LinkedIn. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm doing it. But before that, let me just ever so briefly run just briefly about me. Vinki didn't quite get my numbers right, so I'm going to give you that now. So I've been involved in commercial real estate investment finance for over 30 years. I raised $30 million for a ground up multifamily shop in the 1980s. That's 1980s money. So that's, I don't know how many multiples of that today. I ran a real estate division of Universal Studios based out of Tokyo in the 90s. I speak fluent Japanese. Developed my own portfolio when I came back from Japan. And in 2007, I sold out. I was brought in by East West Bank during the global financial crisis, 2007, to help clean their balance sheet. And I worked for a couple of years at Colony Capital, who at the time were the third largest private equity real estate shop in the world, on a $7 billion portfolio in partnership with the FDIC. That was in the aftermath of the global financial crisis. In total, I've actually raised 500 million in commercial real estate for commercial real estate projects, not 1.5. I've worked on portfolios in the aggregate of over $10 billion. And I've seen just about every asset class that there is. And because I've worked on distressed real estate so much throughout my career, I've also seen every way that a deal can fail. I've developed the investor acquisition system. It's a proprietary system for sponsors to raise capital, typically under 506c offerings. Our clients handle over 35 billion in AUM and have probably raised close to a billion. Got to be careful. I don't want to overstate. Probably raised close to $1 billion with minimums as low as $25,000. And an important part of the investor acquisition is in post-construction. So we build these systems, but the important part is what you do in marketing after you've built your system. And the best platform we have learned for that is LinkedIn by far. So why is LinkedIn so important? Well, in business, so I'm pinging my keyboard like a piano. I think here, ping. In business, we sell, right? That's what we do. Anything that we do, we are selling. But before somebody buys from you, what do? They research you. And even today, the first thing with the advent of AI, the first thing that people do is they will Google you. And the first thing that should show up when they Google you should be your website. However, more often than not, it's actually your LinkedIn profile. So I ran my own name to prepare for today. And of course, believe it or not, my website has 1 million words of SEO optimized content on it. Over 1 million words, SEO optimized. And yet, Google still finds LinkedIn first. Isn't that incredible? Incredible. So you got to be on LinkedIn. Now, optimizing your website for lead generation takes finesse and work. It's what we do for our clients, and takes time. It's not easy to do it. But optimizing your LinkedIn profile will take you an hour tops. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. LinkedIn is a rent-free digital billboard on the information superhighway, to coin an old-fashioned term for it. Rent-free digital billboard. That's really what it is. But what actually is LinkedIn? Well, here's a brand new perspective for you. It's not social media, it's business casual media. So the same rules of etiquette, decorum, and communication protocols apply as you would have at a conference if you go to a conference. Now, you've been to these types of events before, haven't you? Been to conferences, and this is what it looks like. OMG. It's overwhelming. right? You walk in and you see all these people and you don't know who is worth your time spending time with. How do you figure that out? Well, wouldn't it be nice if when you went to that conference, everybody who was an ideal prospect for you ran around with a little green arrow over their head? In fact, wouldn't it be even better if you could get all of those ideal prospects in that conference into a room so you could present to them? That is LinkedIn. It's exactly what LinkedIn is. So, your first step to success on LinkedIn is that when someone researches you and finds you on LinkedIn, make it easy for them to find the answer that they are looking for, to do research on you. Just that's your job. Make it easy for people to do research on you. Tell them on LinkedIn who you are, what you do, what makes you different, demonstrate that you are an industry leader, and make it easy for them. This is really key. Make it easy for them to engage with you and sign up to your offerings, to your newsletter, whatever it might be. So here's some key things to be looking at. So I'm going to look at my other screen over here briefly so I can use my mouse. The first thing that you want is an informational banner. So here I've got this this mastermind coming up. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. So I swap my banner around depending on what I'm promoting at any one time. But it's informational and it has a call to action, enroll now. You also want, and I'll come back to that in a second, you also want to have a nice, clean, solid photograph. And the key thing here, everyone says you got to have a clear background and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, that's an important thing. But the number one most important thing is have a smile. Have a smile on your profile photograph. The next thing is you want to have a headline. So this section here is called your headline. And in your headline, you want to be building credibility, tell people what they want to know. I'm sorry, what you do. And also include a call to action in that. Enroll in the next LinkedIn Mastermind, for example, is my current call to action. Now, the reason that this is important, particularly this first part, is that whenever you comment on somebody's post, that is what everyone will see. They'll see your name and they'll see that part of the headline. So you want to make sure you've got that dialed in. Then you want to have a call to action in the banner over here. So enroll now, and another one down here. So this is a live link on my profile direct to the mastermind that's coming up. In your case, it could be to any kind of lead gen form, your newsletter, a webinar that you're doing, a deal that you're promoting, whatever it is, you want to have a live link there. That's a one-click link to that. And you want to make sure that you have consistent language. Enroll now, enroll here, and enroll here, so that there is fluency or consistency all the way through the language. And by the way, beyond the scope of today, you also want to make sure that you're using your branding, your colors, your logo, and your whatever fonts you use. So make sure that there is consistency across all your messaging. Okay. Now, step 2. How are we doing for time, by the way? I'm always worried about, so I'm just keep an eye on it here. I don't want to go too fast. Oh, gosh. Okay. Step 2. So once you got your profile up, the most important thing that you can be doing, apart from posting, and we'll get to that in a second, is to comment frequently, but on other people's posts. But using the main feed in your LinkedIn profile is brain damage. Right? So that's what happens when you click on this button here, your home button. That's your feed. And most people just kind of scan through that. It is called an infinite scroll. Actually, the fellow that invented the infinite scroll now regrets having done it because it makes all these platforms super addictive, right? It's basically. But there's with your main feed, there's an infinite scroll. It is totally random who you see in that. I mean, there are people in your network, but it's just random. It's very time consuming And it is incredibly inefficient way of finding people to engage with. There is a better way. But before we get to that, let's look at how the LinkedIn algorithm works. So the LinkedIn algorithm actually rewards and encourages collaboration. In fact, they even have a collaborative articles initiative, right? They want people to be on the platform, collaborating, communicating, and getting to know each other. Now, one way that people collaborate is in what are called pods. You may have heard of pods. Now, pods are what I call bidirectional agreements where a group of people agree to like and comment on each other's posts. It actually has limited impact other than vanity metrics. Plus, it's actually a violation of LinkedIn's terms and conditions. So a better option for that is to engage in unidirectional posting using spheres of influence, where you comment on someone else's post in a systematic way. And a sphere of influence are groups of your ideal avatars, your client, investor, customer avatars. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. That's unidirectional, where you comment on someone else's post in a systematic way without a tacit agreement to reciprocate. And this is how they work. So you have a core group of connections, right? People you're the closest to. Like, for example, all of us here on this training, for example. So that's your core group, for example, right? We all have common interests. We're in a common industry. I assume everybody's on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn wants us to collaborate, especially if it keeps us on the platform. Our common interests and industry that we're in mean we should be liking and commenting on each other's posts, but not by tacit agreement. This is really important, Vinki, to understand. You should only post on somebody else's, only comment on someone else's post in your core group if you find what they wrote about in their post of interest and if you have something intelligent to add. Now, this is all good, but it still has some of the limitations as a pod. This is where your spheres of influence come in. These are your target audiences of ideal customer slash client slash investor avatars that you want to engage with for different reasons. For example, so here we have the core group in the middle, and other spheres of influence might be brokers, if you're looking to source off market deals or on market deals, investors, if you're looking to find new sponsors, if you want to elevate your visibility for PR, for public relations, you might have an avatar that is a group of journalists you like to follow. If you are targeting physicians, for example, or IT professionals, attorneys, RIAs, or wealth managers, etc. All of these are spheres of influence, your avatars that you want to be in front of. By systemizing this process, you solve these three problems. You solve the problem of randomly trawling through the feed, of finding posts on LinkedIn to comment on, that you want to comment on, and of elevating your visibility among, importantly, your ideal prospects. Now, there's a three-step process to doing this. First, so take notes. First, identify who are your prospect avatars. All right, we looked at some of them. All right, who are they? Who is this? Who are these groups of ideal avatars? Create a list of those and target and put them into blocks, right? Physicians, wealth managers, journalists, investors, sponsors, whatever it is, put them into separate lists and target these groups specifically when you comment for your comments and likes. I'm going to show you on a live demo how I do that in a few minutes. Step 3, you want to build trust and credibility without spamming or self-promotion. So how on earth do you do that? Right? How do you connect with somebody? Especially if you are writing cold, direct messages to somebody. How do you do that? Well, so here are some of my favorites. I'll run through these quickly. This is what I get a lot of, or used to get a lot of, much fewer now. Right? Cold DM. I came across your profile and was really impressed by your background. I think there may be some synergies between our work and would love to connect and explore ways we can collaborate. Canned nonsense. I help, dear, hey, John, right? I help professionals just like you 10x their lead generation with a proven 3-step system. Would you be open to a quick call so I can show you how I can help you and scale? Who actually replies to those? Another one. I'm looking to expand my network of like-minded professionals. Let's grab a virtual coffee sometime and learn more about each other's work. Not a prayer. And my absolute favorite, let's hop on a call. I never do hopping. I don't hop on calls. I need to know the agenda. You got to be screened, and I need to know that we have a purpose and you know who I am first. All right. So no discovery calls unless through an introduction, whatever. But let's hop on our call is my favorite. They are all great WOTs, waste of times. But you can use a system where your prospects come to you. You don't have to go out with this nonsense. And the way to do that is to comment on their posts. They're there. They're there for you. They're on LinkedIn. They're posting. They are asking you for your attention. So give them what they want and comment. Here's a pro tip. You need to be posting. Also, you're going to be posting yourself 3 times a week, minimum, ideally, 3 times a week at the same time of day. 30 minutes before your post goes out. This is like core stuff. All right, Vinki, this is really critical. 30 minutes before your post goes out, comment on 30 or more avatar posts. So, right, so you want to be commenting 30 times on other people's posts. I'm going to do a live demo in a minute. And 30 minutes after your post goes out. So you want to be commenting on 30 more avatar posts and responding to comments on your post. All right. Oh, and responding to comments on your post. Next slide. So that's 1 hour a day, 3 times a week at the same time of day. And what will happen is your avatars will come to you. They will send you connection requests. And when you do that, this is a proven tactic. Again, pro tip. When they connect you, you'll be ready with this response. Now, those canned nonsense. This, I've tested dozens of these, split tested. And these 2 I'm going to show you now are amazing. 1, thank you for the connection request. Happy to accept. Anything in particular I can help you with? Oh my goodness. I get almost, I don't know what percentage, massive response from that. It's a great way to start screening somebody who comes to you. Now, if they're not in real estate, I send this. Thanks for the connection request. How I found the Netflix guy, amongst others. Thanks for the connection request. Happy to accept, but we're in different industries. Is there anything in particular I can help you with? Use the DM messaging system on LinkedIn to screen your prospects. It's really easy, quick, and effective. It's quick and easy. I'm looking for a prop because it's very similar to texting. You don't have to write long things. You can write just 2 or 3 words. It's like a text, back and forth with a text in DM. So it's very quick and efficient to use DM. And once you've screened somebody and they seem like they're a good prospect, then migrate to email to convert them. All right. So once you've screened them on LinkedIn, you then say, let's pick this up by email. Here's my address. Email me. And I like to say, remind me of this. I'll never remember. Like, who were they? Where did they come from? Some random email. Remind me of what we said here and that we met on LinkedIn. Now, how are we doing for time? We're doing good.
Very good.
The LinkedIn sprint. This is what I call the LinkedIn sprint. Okay, so I'm going to do a live demo. Note to self. Go to LinkedIn and run a full live demo of the morning LinkedIn sprint. So I'm going to change things up here. Hopefully you can see let me pop this now. Boink. Okay, so you can see my LinkedIn, you can see LinkedIn here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what I do. Okay, I'm going to do this quickly. This is what I teach in the mastermind, but I'll give you a detailed, quick view now.
Mhm.
So, by the way, I cleaned all of this out. Can you look at this? Right before, like at quarter to, I cleaned all of these out. It's going ballistic. So, there's some key things to look for here. I don't want to do this entirely now because it'll screw me up later because these things disappear. But the first thing that I do in the morning, so I actually post at 6 a.m. Pacific time. I'm crazy. I get up at 4 a.m. every day, inhale several gallons of coffee, and at 5:30 I start my LinkedIn sprint. So this is what I do. The first thing that I do is I go into all my avatars. These are all my lists of ideal candidates. So let's have a look at one here. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Journalists. So I'll pick this one, right? So I follow a few journalists. And what this is showing me over here, and all of these lists are the same, built the same way. But this is showing me that there are 13 people in this list. What did they post in the last 24 hours? So none of this nonsense where you go into your feed and you just kind of grind through it, trying to figure out who am I going to post and who's interested. Like this is ridiculous. Don't do that. But instead, go to your avatars. And now, in that 30 minutes before you post, you can run through and super efficiently run through and comment on these posts, right? So I didn't do journalists this morning. I did a bunch of other avatars. So this is an incredibly efficient way of getting in front of your ideal avatars super quickly. All right, so that's one.
Ask you one question, Dr.
Yeah.
Gower here. Because like you're super strategic, right? You have created multiple lists, I can see that. But the thing that caught my eye is here because it's so limited. Like you say, you only have 13 journalists in the whole list, right? So it's like you going it and then filtering. So are you going to show us that too? How to do that? How to find the like key
Yeah,
avatars?
yeah, yeah. So you pick whoever avatars you want. So this particular list is a list of journalists. Then I've got a list of, so these, I'm not going to say who it is, but I scraped some very well-known fellow's profile,
Mhm.
identified 100, so you can see. Oh, in these lists, you can only put 25 or so people in, some 27 or so, and the list break at that point. But so here's 25 investors in this list, another 25, another 25, 16 in this. These are also investor lists. 18 in this one, 28 in that one. Sorry, 28 there, 28 there, 17 there. This was a prior mastermind, so I track and see what prior students are doing. CCF, Connected Capital Fund. We did a challenge, so I tracked those people. This is names of investors that I scraped from, don't tell anyone I did this, Realty Moguls list. This is from Equity Multiples list. These are RIAs, right? So each one of these is a different type of avatar. That's what I go through. And then I post, and I post regularly. That pops up here. Look at this guy. Popping up there. We put that down. And I post. I like to get a bit controversial. Look, I wasn't sure if I'd get banned for this one today because there's a picture of a grenade on it. So I was a bit worried about that. But so far, so good. I think I'm okay. So here are all my posts. This is 51 so far. And I'll show you what we do over here. This was for this actually for the LinkedIn Mastermind, 60 comments. Oh, hang on. I'll show you the big one. Look at this thing. This one was amazing. Even I see people posting podcasts, Vinky, and they get no comments. There's 33. This is a podcast. Nobody gets comments on podcasts. 107 comments on that one. I've only been doing this for 8 months. I mean, seriously. Let's just see. Here we are. So here's this one. So this is the post that I put on the IRR as a scam. And I had 836. It still blows me away to see this. Honestly, it's like crazy. And then look, so I have this lead magnet. It's actually a piece of research that I did with IMS. I posted about it a little bit more today, actually. We studied 40 billion of equity investments. And it was a very detailed analysis of the most popular waterfalls out there. What are the most popular? How do they work? And blah, blah. And so I said, okay, if you're interested, comment waterfall and I'll send you the white paper. Well, just have a look at this. This is crazy. Look, waterfall, waterfall, waterfall. These are all leads. Everybody, this is a lead gen form, by the way. Yeah, I'll show you this. So when you get that link, where is it? Oh, not that. So where is waterfall? So this is what I've been sending to people. It is a lead gen link. So as soon as they sign up, I get their email address, they get a responsive email, and they're added to my newsletter. Plus, they start to see my posts even more. Look at this, waterfall, waterfall, waterfall. It's like mind-blowing, actually, how well this works. Waterfall, waterfall. I mean, it's just incredible. All right. Now, the next thing that I do after I've posted is I go to my notifications and I check to see who's commented on my posts and who's commented on my comments. I always like when when I comment, let's see, if I comment on someone's post and they respond, I always like that. And it doesn't take long to do it, actually. But I don't want to click this because I got to come back and do it later. But you'll see all of these notifications and you'll see when somebody has commented and I go back and like that, or maybe pick up the conversation a little bit. And let's see. Yeah, so that's basically what I do. Let's see. The other thing, right. Actually, I will show you what I do here. So let's take a look.
Yeah, while you're looking, there's a question in the chat. How do you create a list?
So there's a few ways of doing that. I think actually I do get to how to build those lists coming up. So if I repeat myself, forgive me. One, I do actually say it. So let me just hold that question. And if I fail to answer, I think it comes up a bit later. If I fail to answer, let me know. So let's have a look at this post. Right, look at this one. I simply have not got the time of day to read this whole thing. Oh my goodness, this guy took, I think this guy posted something like this. And I said to him, I don't know if it was this guy, he may have seen what I said. I said, next time you use ChatGPT, ask it to use iambic pentameter instead. I thought, what the heck, you've got this silly thing. So somebody's actually done that. I can't read this. So what is the point here? So what I do is I go to ChatGPT. I've set up a project. This is called a project in ChatGPT. In the mastermind, I'll show you how to build these things. Give me a one-sentence summary of that so I don't have to type it in. Okay, what the heck is this? I don't even know what's there. Hopeful reminder that despite setbacks, pain, perseverance, because somehow things always work out. Perfect. So now I can jump back in nanoseconds, like it, comment, you're absolutely right, love this. Things always do work out, don't they? Boom. On to the next one, right? That's how I use ChatGPT. Anatomy. Okay, this is another good one to look at. Tom Foley, really an interesting AI business this guy has. So let's have a look at what he says here. Okay, cool. I'm not going to read this. I haven't got time. I've got 30 minutes to make 30 comments, right? There's no way I'm going to read it. So I will go here and say, give me a brief summary of the thesis here. And it will probably read the article. I don't know how long it's going to take, sometimes searching the web. So it's going to give me a brief summary of the thesis. There it is. So I can now read this quickly, right? And jump back in and make an intelligent comment without having to read the article. Don't tell anyone I do that because I always leave a really intelligent comment without even reading. When people put up reports, you can drag and drop a report into ChatGPT and say, give me the overall thesis. What are the highlights of this report? I like to say, give me headlines and bullet points so I can get through it. And then maybe use that as a post later. All right. So I can use that as a post with my own spin on it, also including a link to that person's article or report and tagging them. And that elevates your visibility as well. What else can I show you here? Oh, yes. Okay. So let's move on from this. And we will go to, there's a great posting and publishing tool that I like to use. So this is what I recommend you use. Let's see, where can I click that? Yeah, there we go. So I like to use Publer. I was using a platform called Sendable, actually, but I've come to like Publer, Publer.com, Publer.com. And here's my calendar. So these are all my posts. Here's today's date. And what I do is I actually create carousels that I post in advance. I try to get all of my tax carousels done before the 15th of April. Of course, I missed. I had too much else to say. But I preset these in advance so that now sitting here on Thursday and into Friday, I can look at next week's posts and think, okay, good. I got 4 out of 5 done. I like to do 5 times a week. 4 out of 5 done. I only need to do 1 for Wednesday. Perfect. I've always got something to say. So I'll have no problem filling that gap. And anyway, I've done it in advance. The other thing that I like particularly about Publer is it's actually, I hope it might redirect me. It actually lets me, its editing tool is really useful, actually. If you have too many words, it shows you, it allows you to update images really easy, drag and drop images. It has some analytics, but I don't bother with the analytics. I use LinkedIn analytics once every couple of months to see how things are going and what's going on. But it's a really useful tool for you to use, Publer.com. Oh, and by the way, stupid inexpensive. I think I pay $10 a month, and that includes all of the analytics, which I don't use. So I might downshift to whatever it is. Like basically nothing, de minimis, doesn't cost you anything. Okay, that's Publer. Here's some more pro tips. Don't use templates. I should have an exclamation point over the top of that. Be authentic, okay? Lean into articles like I showed you, reports, other people's posts. Use ChatGPT to analyze, summarize these articles and reports and other people's posts, and always add your spin. Don't just spit something out that someone else said. What is your take on that? That is how you build relationships for authenticity. Have an opinion. And don't worry, not everyone, you're not going to appeal to everyone, okay? So you remember high school math, the bell curve, right? We called it the normal curve. Well, here's the mass of people who, they're kind of indifferent. They're not really sure, whatever, they're indifferent. Over here, 3 standard deviations away from the mean, right down the middle, these are people who think you are a total loser, right? They cannot stand anything you say. But these people love everything you say and do. That is the group, this group over here, that you should be orienting, your avatars, that you should be orienting your messaging to. That's all that matters. And you will attract people who think the way that you do and for who you resonate the most, right? They become predisposed before they even contact you to investing or working with you. They are your avatars. They will engage with you and they will do business with you. Now, okay, so now I'm going to transition briefly and I'm going to do this quickly. The system that I built is simple, easy to implement, and incredibly effective. I'm going to do this very quickly. So I teach it in a mastermind for real estate professionals and investors, where you'll learn the exact system that I've developed over the last 8 months that has skyrocketed my business. There's 4 sessions. They start April 29th. Session 1 is to create a magnetic presence that attracts leads and converts, also known as optimizing your profile. Second session, how to build a high impact LinkedIn posting system. This is your content calendar. Session 3, how to craft hooks to attract people and authentic content using AI. So this is how to create your posts using AI. And that's where the fourth session is where the magic happened. All those lists and how you do that is in session 4. Now, regular enrollment is $497. There's an exclusive discount for attendees today and for all friends of Vinki. This is, so use this discount, VINKI capital 100 for $100 off. And you can access that. It expires tonight. So if you're interested, jump on it. Here's the link. I can put this in the chat or you can scan the QR code on the screen over here, and I'll put this in the chat. And now I will inhale, and I didn't answer your question, so I'll do that now for Q&A. What's our time? How did I do on time? Perfect. A little bit long. Sorry about that. Q&A.
Oh, I know. Awesome. I think there was like a super crazy presentation. Oh my God. So my mind is blown. I was like just thinking the whole time what I'm doing wrong, pretty much everything.
Well, it's not doing wrong. It's just a question of having a system to do things effectively, right? You want to be doing things effectively, and that's what I put together here for you.
That's true. I think there was a question in the chat. They wanted to learn how to build a list. If you can briefly share that with us a little bit, how they can do
Sure. Okay,
and
so there are some shortcuts, but I'll tell you the ways that I've done it. First of all, there's all kinds of ways. First of all, you've probably got a prospect list anyway. So go through that list. There's 2 things that you need to do. First of all, find all of their LinkedIn profiles. I'm going to keep this comment box out of sight, otherwise it's going to distract me. Sorry. So first of all, get their LinkedIn profile, and importantly, look to see if they are active on LinkedIn. There's 2 ways of doing that. One way is if you have Navigator, which I do, you can actually click a button that says, show me only prospects who have commented in the last 30 days. Another way that you can do it actually is send your list with all those LinkedIn links to a VA, and ask your VA go into these profiles and mark all of those who have commented or who have posted in the last 30 days or in the last week if you want really active people. So that's one way of doing it. Another way you can do it is you can actually buy lists of investors. Now, very, very important. Capital letters. Never, ever blast a list of emails. Don't do it. You will destroy your domain reputation. Your emails will go to spam. You will make a lot of unfriends if you do that. All right. But if you have bought or want to buy a list of investors, you can, especially if you can get one that has all their LinkedIn profiles, and they are out there. I think exactdata.com, Exact Data has them. You buy a list and then go through that list again. Look at all those LinkedIn profiles and see who has who has posted in the last week or the last 30 days, and focus just on those people. Inside Navigator, you can do incredibly granular searches to see people with certain titles in certain industries, with certain keywords in their profile, like real estate investor, physician, position in the company, whatever, super granular. And then you can, in Navigator, you can click the button that says, have they posted in the last 30 days? Boom. Now you've got a list that way. How else can you do it? Yeah. So those are two. Oh, the other thing is that, so I read an enormous amount, and I see people who are making intelligent comments on LinkedIn, and I look them up, right? On LinkedIn. Are they active? This is a bit more of a slow process, right? But I have a spreadsheet that I keep open. And if I see somebody who has made an intelligent comment, I'll add them to that spreadsheet. And then once in a while, so that those lists get bigger and bigger. And once in a while, that's how I'll gather those lists. I'll put them together. So it could be a journalist, it could be an economist, for example, it could be an investor's comment. So I'll just over time gradually build those lists and then migrate them into LinkedIn and start commenting on those posts. So those are three good ways to build your list. Any other questions?
If you have any questions, please use the Q&A box and put your questions there.
Not sure if
Um,
there is a Q&A box. Is there one?
yeah, there is a Q&A box, and but we do not have any question. I think somebody was asking earlier. I think it's Maheshwari was asking, is this for? I think he was asking is for raising for real estate only. So I did answer that to him. It's for anybody who's
Yeah,
looking to raise
exactly. The system, so the system I've developed is based on best practices that I learned when I took high dollar training last summer from people who are not in real estate. None of them are in real estate, right? They're all, whatever, personal brand or whatever. No, they're linked, just general LinkedIn. And I've tailored it to real estate professionals, but it doesn't matter. If you're, for example, it works well if you're looking for off-market deals. If you are a broker and you want to find sellers, or if you're looking to buy and you want to find brokers, for example, whatever it is, whatever your avatar is, this system will work for you. Somebody's asked here, let's have a quick look. How effective can a VA be to help drive this? Okay, I don't use a VA. Can you believe that? I do all of this myself. And the reason that I do, except for example, so one of my clients sent me a list that they bought, somebody had sent them a list. I was like, please do not blast. So like 1,100 investor names. I said, okay, we will not be emailing this list. It will destroy your domain reputation. You'll end up in spam. So in that case, and it had all the LinkedIn profiles, that I sent to one of my VAs. And I said, okay, grind through this. I didn't say grind, but go through this and click on all of these LinkedIn profiles and put an X, it was on a spreadsheet, in the column, in one column, if they have posted in the last week. They sent that back to me, and out of that, there were 100 people who were active on LinkedIn. So that was the link. That's what I used. Now, the reason that I don't use VAs for commenting or for anything really on LinkedIn, posting or anything, is because you pick up on nuances. First of all, your personality comes out. If anybody on this call pays any attention to my LinkedIn profile, if you see a comment for me or you take a look at my comments, you'll notice probably quite a theme of dry humor. You may not be able to read that sometimes. Sometimes I hide it a little bit with irony and sometimes sarcasm. Sorry to say that. But I do that. And that is what helps me to stand out. Plus, I will tell you, Vinky, I really enjoy it. I have a blast and I look forward to it every single morning because I get to talk to intelligent people. I get to, share my wit, my knowledge, my experience. So that's how I use
Yeah.
my
LinkedIn, because the thing is you have set up your system and also you have set up your routine. That's very important, And there's a couple more questions in there, like what kind of account you should have for LinkedIn. Do you need to have a sales navigator or can you just
You
have a
don't
regular
really.
LinkedIn
You
account?
don't need to have a sales navigator. I'm actually not really sure what the full value is, to be honest. I do have it. I don't know. It's $99 a month. I think I spend. I use it occasionally. Oddly, sometimes when somebody connects with me and I hit message this person, I'm not really sure why, But instead of going to LinkedIn, the regular messenger, it actually defaults to Navigator. I'm not really sure why. It's kind of random. So I don't know. So you can live without it, frankly. Uh,
You want to
Mahesvar,
read the next one? Go ahead. Mhm.
forgive me for horribly mispronouncing your name. What is the conversion ratio of these LinkedIn leads? Well, like I said, so we have a actually a capital raising. It's a 4 week mastermind, probably in May, early June. It's maximum of 20 people. I've got 70 people on the wait list, 70 people on the wait list. That's a $2,500 program. And we've converted $300,000 clients. I mean, we build these systems over 3 or 6 months, just depending on how quickly a client wants to get to market. And I mean, it's like serious results, but you got to work it. I mean, you can't put this on autopilot. I'll just be clear. If you think that you can just delegate all this to a VA and just let it pick up, don't do it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with my mastermind. All right? I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. And to follow up with your second question there, how many hours do I spend? So I spend about an hour in the morning. So I start around 5:30, I go to 6:30. Sometimes if I'm having too much fun, I go to 7. That's when my kids are up bouncing off the walls, so I kind of dial back at that time. And then during the day, when there are moments of downtime, okay, so downtime might be when you're on hold with somebody, or you just, you got to breathe, like you need a breather, you need to take a little break. A change or a rest is as good as what do they say? Change is as good as a rest or something. So what I'll do for a little break is I'll jump back into my profile, check notifications, run through them really quickly, make comments, and engage with messengers. So off and on, maybe in 10-minute bursts throughout the rest of the day, 30 to 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know, max, but it's time is very efficiently spent the way that I do it. Uh, yeah, somebody
Okay.
said sometimes it's obvious when you're talking to a VA. I hate that. It really is. Sometimes my posts, I did an April Fool's one, and it was so obvious when the VAs commented. It's like, okay, okay, well done. Oh, by the way, I can be a bit sarcastic as well. So one of the things that I write when I can tell, so somebody's, I call him John Smith, all right, has used a VA to say something that's obviously a VA. I like to say, this is one of my sarcastic comments. You couldn't have said that better yourself. But anyway, right. So what else?
So, I don't think we have any more. If you have any questions, please ask now. Use the chat or the Q&A. But by the time they're typing, let me ask you this question. We talk about the profile. You gave us so many tidbits here, there, and to optimize our LinkedIn, basically. And you talk about how important our profile is. That's going to attract a lot of people. And then as long as they are finding something what they are looking for, they're going to try to connect with you. But a lot of people I see, they struggle. And I think you already gave this answer, but I'm going to emphasize that a little bit. You say, go comment on others' posts and do the intelligent commenting. I think you're going to get the idea when you do that, what kind of posts I should post. So basically, my question wraps around this. A lot of people, they struggle all the time. What do I post? Who's going to read my post? Am I going to get enough engagement? People are going to like, comment, what's they going to do? And if they don't see that for week after week, they get discouraged and they kind of, fall off that loop. So if you can shed some light on that.
Yes. So there's a couple of things in there. One is um, this hesitation to post and seeing results. And the second is, so what do you post about and how do you deal with responses? So the first thing about what to post about, don't use templates. You have an opinion about everything, right? You share your opinion with people as you wander around and you see articles, or you see the news, or you read pieces about what's going on in commercial real estate, or you see an interesting insight that somebody's shared, you have an opinion, you think about something inside your own head. Okay, take that out. You remember that Harry Potter movie where they take he pulls his thoughts out of his ear and he pops them into this little pond. Take those thoughts out of your head. And what I actually do is I build, here, I'll show you. I actually build a list. Hopefully I can get to it quickly. Okay, I can't get to it quickly, but I have a document, Word doc. And whenever I have a thought about something that I want to share, I just put a note down on that document. It's a huge document. I just put a simple note down to remind myself. Let me see if I can find it for you. I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of cool to see it, actually. I might be able to get it. Yes, I can get to it quickly. Where are my Word docs? I'll show you what it looks like here. LinkedIn thoughts for posts. So this is the right one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you this now. So this is actually what I do over here. Back to sharing. Okay, so screen one. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn thoughts for posts document. And I'll scan all the way to the bottom. It's a big file. And whenever I have a thought, here, look at this. Somebody posted, I'll show you this post. So this post here, this is my thought. Every decision, every goal, every dream all comes down to what makes you lead. Choosing vision, what are you choosing? All right, commitment versus fear. Okay, my reaction to that was, I am going in on all in on fear. That's my serious. I'm going all in on fear right now. I'll tell you, seriously. Track me, you'll see what I post about. So I just popped that into this massive list. Thought, okay, there's a great post. There's the original post that I was thinking about. There's my thought, which actually was I think this was the comment that I made on that post. It was, in fact. Let's have a look. So only 2 comments. All right, who is this person? Okay. Retirement reinvented, fund manager breaking, whatever. All right. So here's my comment. I'm going in all in on fear. What she wrote. Well said. You are choosing the right. Oh, she's talking about this. All right. So no one's commented on this thing. 6 impressions. It doesn't really matter. She saw what I wrote. And now I've got a post that I'm going to write. Right. Perfect. That's something maybe for Wednesday next week. I'll talk about going all in on fear. And I'll write a post about that. Here's another one. Oh, here's another one. So I have a PhD in risk management, banking risk management, believe it or not. And you can actually access a free chapter for my book. It was published by Palgrave some years ago, one of the top publishers in the world. And they let me give away one of the chapters for free. So I'm going to condense that chapter into a post. I thought, oh, why don't I do that? So I put that on the list as well. Okay, here's something else that I want to talk about. How were banks saved by the Fed during the global, okay, so this is a big discussion because there's this question, how does the Fed actually work? Well, before the Fed existed, private individuals saved the market from total economic collapse. And I've studied that. I know all about that. So I thought, oh, well, I'll write about that. So I just jotted down a note, a waterfall findings. So I already did this. That's one I put in today. Right. So there's a bunch of stuff. If you're on the bell curve, like I showed you the bell curve today. That's a great one to write a post about. So I've put that down, right? Write a post about this. So just whenever you have a thought, an original thought, put it down on a list and you will never be without thoughts. I don't know how many pages there are on this. There's 6,000 words on this document of short notes for posts that are just random ideas that I have during the day. Ooh, that make a good post, pop. All right, put it away, compartmentalize it. And then when I need to write a LinkedIn post, I come back and whatever I feel most inclined to write about, I'll pick that black line it or red line it, I should say, put a line through it when I've written it so I don't do it again and I'm done. So I give long answers, don't I?
Yeah, I know, but those are all good ones. There's another question. How can you look for the list of those who have commented within the last 30 minutes?
No, well, 30. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, that's actually in the, well, okay. Okay. So you're kind of forcing me to do this. I don't really want to, but okay. You got my LinkedIn thing here, right? You got my screen again?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you just go to notifications. Okay. So I'm going to scan through that. Okay. Somebody liked it. Somebody commented. So this is actually how I do it. All right. That way, it's just because of the way it works. Somebody commented on something. Is which post? Oh, that's today's. Helpful insight. Sure. Okay. Oh, hang on. I also like to put a reply. Okay. Sure, Chris. You're welcome. Okay. So now I've got back. Welcome. Okay. Boink. So, and then you want to look at most recent. Insightful. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to ask you one more question that came to my
Yeah.
mind is I have known or heard multiple times. I try to do that too whenever I get a time to comment because I do not have a routine like you that 30 minutes or 1 hour every day I comment, which I don't. I should be doing that. But whenever you comment, your comment should be like meaningful, kind of open-ended, that you're kind of engaging them into a conversation, not just saying thank you, welcome, and kind of ending the conversation right there. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, absolutely. You want to be authentically you. That's why you can't use a VA. Just
Hmm.
say what you think. You know, sometimes, I mean, I kind of look at my notifications sometimes to see if I piss somebody off. I mean, I don't try to do that, but sometimes I make, I express hard opinions, right? Like that one about fear, right?
Hmm.
Fear versus commitment. Hell, I'm all in on fear right now. You're right. You're trying to pump everyone up to be confident and optimistic. I'm not. Right? Basically. Now, a VA wouldn't do that. A VA would just try, oh, yes, optimism is the best thing, whatever. Although, don't do that. Just be true to yourself. Look, and it's like, think of it like text. Like you've got this huge audience of perfect avatar, perfect prospects who are texting you. How would you reply if you saw them say something? You'd reply intelligently, right? You wouldn't put something daft. I mean, it's not really text, but you want to be genuine. And I tell you something else, Vinky, on a kind of deeper level. This process has given me actually a deeper insight into my own view of the world because
Well,
it's
we can hear you. Your audio's gone.
huh? My
I
audio.
can now I can hear you. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm still here. All systems are go on my end. It's given me a deeper insight into who I am and my opinions,
Mhm.
and a greater degree of confidence in sharing those. And by the way, get back to your other question, which was you post something amazing
Mhm.
and you get no comments. When I started this, before I started doing these trainings last summer, that's exactly what was happening. I was like writing these amazing posts that I thought, oh my goodness, a million people are going to look at this. It's like going to change the world. Zero. Right? It's like, what's going on? So when I applied the system and developed and have been refining this system, and it particularly revolves around commenting, because what commenting does before you post is it activates the algorithm and puts your next post, when it comes out, in front of everybody. So when you start doing it, there's a slow build. It doesn't happen quickly. Here, look, I mean, just be pragmatic. There are no silver bullets in this world. I hate to tell if you're looking for like a super quick, easy fix that requires no effort on your side, don't waste your time. All right. You're trying to raise millions and millions. Can you see my screen now? Which screen can you see?
Right.
It says welcome. Yeah. Actually, where was I going with this? I forgot what I was going to show you. Oh, I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, I
You were
forgot.
talking about the commenting, how meaningful is it to
Oh, yeah,
comment?
that's what I was going to do. Right. So, look, it's not going to jump. Your comments are not going to suddenly jump, or your feedback is not going to suddenly jump. Oh, actually, I think it's up here. Where is this thing? Damn it. Sorry, excuse my language. Yeah, it doesn't happen immediately. Here's my engagement, right? So, I was kind of bumping along. Most of them were really minimal before I started learning. And then it just started to climb and then it drops. This spike here, this is ridiculous. This is, by the way, this chart is a 14-day rolling average of the number of engagements that I get on LinkedIn. So this spike here, this is after that 834. It's a rolling average, right? And so because I've not had any more 835, it's dropped off. So you can't be disillusioned. It's consistency and perseverance is what matters. And you will see it build. In fact, one of my, I wonder if I have it, one of the LinkedIn Mastermind attendees from January, so this is really recent, or February, sent me a email yesterday, and I won't tell you how flowery it was. But she also sent me her stats. She said, "Oh my goodness, I am your perfect case study." She said, "I've been doing everything you've said," and she sent me her data, and it's literally, I mean, it's literally zero, 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 boom, like instant. But it's not hundreds of comments or engagements. It's a few, 10, 15 or whatever. My experience was hitting 10 comments at first. I thought, oh my goodness, that's like amazing, like consistently. Then I started hitting 20. Then the next threshold, I was hitting 50. And then there was a period when I was hitting 100 and more briefly. That's kind of dropped off a bit. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. I got this 800 one. You just got to be consistent. Oh, you know what has been building though? The number of inbound leads, people connecting with me. I send out no connection requests unless I have a very specific reason to connect with somebody. But I don't do random, I went through this today. I don't do random, let's hop on a call DMs. I let people come to me, and with 20 a day, 19 a day inbound, that's enough. I don't need any more than that. That's enough to handle right there. I have to screen them all.
I
Only
agree on that 100%. I think it's like it's good to create the buzz initially, but at the same time, it's always a good idea to have the quality leads, versus quantity. So if you're getting maybe 10 comments or 2 comments to begin with, and those are meaningful comments that you're going to turn them into lead, and who's going to be investing with you maybe hundreds and thousands of dollars, that's more meaningful than just like, running after the comments and not even getting a one good lead out
thinking,
of
but this is how you generate those leads.
it.
It's not, your conversion rate is not going to be 100%. I mean, there's no possible world for that. On Facebook, our conversion rate was 2%. All right. So really anything better than 2% of all leads actually invested within the first 30 to 90 days. That means, oh, and by the way, to get that, even that result, you've got to have a properly optimized website, number one, a properly optimized online presence. And then for all of those inbound Facebook leads, you have to call them like as soon as those leads come in, just to get that 2% conversion rate. So anything better than 2% is a home run. And like I said, I've had, I mean, I can't overstate how successful this has been. I've had high-end client or private clients. We've had investors come through. It works. That's all I can tell you. It
Yeah,
takes effort though. Yeah. And it
I
won't
agree
work as
with
well
that
with a
100%.
VA.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna put the again the mastermind in the chat with the discount code. Thanks for offering the
That
discount.
expires today, so jump on it.
Thank you so much for sharing that with my audience. It's gonna be really, really helpful, and it's not very much either, right? It's like and the program, you wanna put the program details again, how much it's gonna cost them, and then you're giving.
Yes, well, with the all caps, by the way, Vinki 100. It is a $100 discount from that. And here, this is
think
the
I'll put it in there. It's $397, so it's not much.
no,
And how
yeah.
long is this program for?
It's 4 sessions
Hmm.
over 2 weeks. The first one is
Somebody's asking, can I do Vinki 200?
the first question. Listen, here's the other thing. Look, seriously, if it doesn't work for you, just let me know. If you don't like it, by the way, if you like the style of today's presentation, you'll love it. It's exactly the same. It's just me live doing this thing. But you get some bonus content, and that I also include there's some testimonials there. And it starts February 29th. It's February. April 29th is a Tuesday, and then the following Thursday, and then the following week, Tuesday and Thursday. All sessions are recorded. We set up a little LinkedIn group as well, so you can get to know everybody as well, right? So you make some good connections that way. And yeah, that's it's it's a lot of fun, and you'll see if you implement what I show you, you will see results. And if you don't, let me know and I'll refund you. All right.
Oh
Seriously.
my God, that's a refund offer too, which is great. I think it's not too much. It's like if you have four, you said 4 weeks training for
Two
$400, I
weeks,
think it's
4 sessions, 4 sessions.
yeah. 4 sessions for $400. It's not much. It's like very reasonable, I would say. And then you get to optimize your profile and get more leads. I think it's totally worth it. I'm going to be joining your program for sure. I like it. Thank you.
Plus, I'll also show you all the tricks how to create those avatar lists. We have a Canadian here. No, so that's actually what's the tariff rate at the moment? I'm not sure. We might have to add 145%, or is that somebody else? I'm not sure how digital products work actually with tariffs. It's actually might have to add a tariff. Yes. Anyway, I don't know. I'm actually exporting, not importing, so we're okay, I think.
That's the exchange rate.
Oh yes, so we're exporting, so we're on the right side of the equation there. It's all good.
I know that's true.
Yeah.
That's good. So once again, everyone, if you're interested in the program, please go ahead and sign and use your discount coupon, which is good until this midnight. And we'll look forward to seeing you when the mastermind is going to start next
April
week.
20. Yeah. So I decided instead of starting next week, because it's Thursday already, and people have everything, calendars booked. It's the week after next. So a week from next Tuesday at noon Pacific is when we start, April the 29th.
Right, great. And if you love this presentation, show some love to Dr. Adam Gower today, show him some love and say thank you to him. And then we'll look forward to seeing him again in the class. A lot of thank yous for you in the chat, Adam. And then I'm super happy that you came and then you shared with us your insight. Really appreciate that. And once again, if you wanted to reach to Dr. Adam Gower, go to LinkedIn. As multiple ways to reach out to him. He would love to hear from you. Join his mastermind for 4 weeks, and then optimize your LinkedIn profile. So I'll see you guys around. Thanks again, everyone. We are over time. Look, everybody's still hanging out. So see you guys later in the next class, master class. Have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you so much.